Hey, hello, Raymak here. Welcome back to the last Witchwood car review. I don't think I'm gonna do the big car review. I mean, I could do it, but on 10th I have the Witchwood car review 2. On the 11th I'm gonna have the third one, and on the 12th it gets released. So who cares at that point? So we're just gonna do 3. Alright. Warning. The recording was too loud. Fuck off. Alright. Got some Pandaria music. This is great. So let's start with the release cards. I'm gonna try to go a bit faster. Swamp Leech, 1 mana 2/1 Lifesteal Beast. On the surface this looks shite, but it's a 1 mana 2/1, which it's a good stat line for a 1-drop. Has Lifesteal. Lifesteal is good if you have above 2 attack. It's also Beast. So it's not horrible. It's a okay 1-drop, so it might see some play in before it gets rotated out, at least in one deck. It's gonna be okay in arena. You won't feel bad to pick it because it's gonna heal you for 2. Swamp Dragon Egg. Add a random dragon to your hand. All the eggs have been pretty good. Probably Runic Egg was the worst. Because let's say you play Runic Egg, then you ate it. It's like it just replaced Runic Egg. Didn't do much. This has 3 health. I mean, has Random Dragon, which can be a high power card. And like in a aggressive deck, you put this in, then you get something big for your late game. That's pretty good. So it's an egg, so we should see some mod play. Vicious Scale High, 2 mana 1/3 Lifesteal Rush Beast. On the reveal screen, this was really good with Dire Frenzy, which I missed. A 2 mana 4/6 Lifesteal Rush is bonkers, but Lifesteal on a 1 attack minion, it's worthless. The amount of heal you get is so insignificant, and this being a 1/3. Yeah, no, I really do not see this. Again, like sometimes Dire Rush is amazing, but still, like, it's about the best it will ever be, and baseline is really like, it deals 1 damage, maybe it survives to deal another 1 and kill you for 2. Wow, now who cares? Lost Spirit, 2 mana 1/1, give your minions +1 attack. If you play this on turn 2, it's horrible tempo, and because it's only 2 mana, you're gonna not get that much value to it, because if it instantly dies, it's really horrible. Maybe you maybe like buff 2 minions, let's say, that's case a 2 mana 3/1. It's bad. Walnut Sprite, 3 mana 3/3 Echo. I mean, on all turns, like, it's a 3 mana 3/3. That's horrible. You never want to play that. The Phantom Militia this is never gonna be playing constructed. You just play Phantom Militia because it's 100% better. Henge Clan Tug, 3 mana 3/3. Whenever your hero attacks, give this minion +1/+1. So plus the things that can attack, it gets a 3 mana 4/4 and can start snowballing. This is an amazing arena card, which means it might be able to see some play in this round, because if Rogue you win play, it's a 3 mana 4/4, so that's pretty good. And you have the follow-up Dagger attack, which can make it a 3 mana 5/5 that can keep growing, so I definitely see some potential in this card. Marsh Drake, 3 mana 5/4, summon a 2/1 poisonous dragon save for your opponent. This card is bad. Like, even on, let's say you're Rogue, yeah, Dagger, you play this and you attack it, right? Oh, best play ever. It would be better to play the Henge Clan Tug in that than the Marsh Drake. Because the Marsh Drake, let's say you have 1/1 on board, you play the Marsh Drake. The 1/1 kills the 2/1 poisonous. Well, then this is a 3 mana 4/3. Pretty much. So who gives a shit? Like, your total stat value is a 3 mana 4/3. It's so bad, don't play it. Tangle for Mystic, 3 mana 3/4, add a random 2-cost minion to each player's hand. This can be pretty good because against like a control deck, who gives a shit if you give them a random 2-cost minion, unless it's like a Burlock or a Doomsayer. It's like some very fringe cases. It's a pretty good aggro deck, and also put some cards into your hand, which for like a hand druid is pretty good. So this card I think is not only you have a 3 mana 3/4, it gives you more steam, so I really like it. Unpower steam bot 4 mana 0/9 taunt mech. Yeah, next. Fellow Soul Inquisitor 4 mana 1/6 lifesteal taunt. It's a 1 attack lifesteal minion. It's horrible. Next. Darkmire Moonking 7 mana 2/8 spell damage +2. It's so expensive for spell damage, but because it's so expensive, so with spell damage you either means you want to play the spell damage card and the spells right away, so you want something like Blood Mage Taunus because it's cheap. On the other spectrum you have something like Malygos, but even that you try to find some try to cheat it out, right? Like even when you play Malygos, the point of it is to play it and then kill your opponent that turn. Darkmire Moonking, it's like 7 mana, Malygos is 9 mana. But Darkmire Moonking, you can pretty much play it on turn 7, and it's gonna be hard to remove, and on the next turn you have 8 mana to play around with, so has very small potential. Furious Ethan, 7 mana 5/9 taunt. Sogas has this stat line boss can be targeted with spells or hero powers, which when you think that's 2 mana for that thing is not worth, but Sogas when you played it, it did actually save you a lot against like mid-range decks. You would play it and then they would have no way to like spell it down, so they had to throw like all their minions into it. This one you can, it's never gonna see playing construct, but it's a really good arena card. Wormguard 7 mana 3/11 if you're holding a dragon game +1 attack and taunt, so it's a 7 mana 4/11 taunt, which is really good because the dragon is a 9 mana 4/12 taunt, so for 1 less health you pay 2 less mana, which is amazing. So I think this has a really high potential of being good in dragon decks because it's a really beefy card. The Arranged Doctor 8 mana 8/8 restore 8 health to your hero, Death Rattle. I like it. It's a cool card. It's only for arena. Cauldron Elemental, your other elementals have +2 attack, 8 mana 7/7 elemental. It's really expensive for this effect, but if you have like, if you master like a bunch of like, you can turn your fire like little fire elementals into something useful. So that's, I see there is some value in that, right? Turning your elementals. Then play like a Bloodlust, like a Savage Roar on them. Maybe like you have like a bunch of 1/2s on the board, you play this, get a bunch of good trades, and you have the maybe. Night Prowler. Quickly check. Pop. Night Prowler 4 mana 3/3 beast if this is the only me in the battlefield game +3/3. Oh, I really like this. It's a 4 mana 6/6. If your opponent has to trade into your board a really high power level, I definitely see this being played in some aggressive, maybe not aggressive decks per se, maybe like decks that play 1 minion at a time, that are scary by themselves, and if they don't get removed, let's say you play a good 1-drop turn 1, your opponents can play, you get a good 2-drop on turn 2, your opponent kills one of them, play a good 3-drop on turn 3, maybe they throw like to kill them because they're like really high power level cards, like Mana Worm, some bullshit like that, right? Then like they throw all their removal away to make sure those minions don't get enough value. And then you play a Night Prowler, so you get a 4 mana 6/6 on turn 4 to clobber your opponent in the face. I definitely see potential in this card. Life Drinker 4 mana 3/3, deal 3 damage to any hero, restore 3 health to your hero beast. Man, this card seems really strong. It's a Wolf Rider, so Wolf Rider you always go face. So for 1 mana, you guarantee it deals damage to face. It has 2 more health, and you heal for 3. I think this card can be a really good aggressive card because not only do you deal damage, but you get healed, so in case you can prolong the game later. I really like it. I think it's good. Mad Hatter 4 mana 3/2 randomly toss 3 hats to other minions. Each hat gives +1/+1. So if you're ahead on the board, you have the board this for mana. Let's say you have 1 other minion. You pretty much give a 4 mana 3/2, give a minion +3/3, which is really good. So really high potential and aggressive decks. Chief Inspector. 5 mana 4/6, destroy all enemy secrets. I think the 4 mana 2/4 gets rotated out. So you have this card which by itself is a 5 mana 4/6, which is fine. If secret decks are prevalent, it's gonna be pretty good to add in. And you won't feel bad like the Eater of Secrets, because it's still a 5 mana 4/6. Baleful Banker, 2 mana 2/2, choose a friendly minion, shuffle a copy of it into your deck. We already have this with the Manic Soulcast, a 3 mana 3/4. We already have this with that, so that's pretty good. It's a neutral one, so you get some crazy combos in with all the decks. I really like it. Sandbinder, 4 mana 2/4, draw an elemental from your deck. Drawing a card is good. Drawing a specific card, it's even better than draw a card. So yeah, this seems like a pretty good fit in elemental decks to fetch out your elementals. Especially if you have like a more combo deck based on elementals, you can fetch your elementals right away to get your combo pieces. It's like a pretty good card to me. Okay, so we got one more card. If you have Rabid Worgen for Warrior 3 mana 3/3 rush. Don't know how good this is. It does work really well with full counter attack. They would card Saturn to attack. Then on turn 3 you play Rabid Worgen, attack with the axe, maybe kill something else, and you get a 5/4 rush minion. It's pretty good to kill a lot of things. I think it's a 3 mana deal 3. So don't know how good that is. It is a 3 mana deal 3. Because if they have a 2/3, play Rabid Worgen, you kill it, then that's really good. So I don't know, it might be good in a rush deck. It might be. You have a lot of Warlock cards. Witchwood Imp, 1 mana 1/2 stealth, therefore get a random friendly minion plus 2 health demon. That's a pretty good card. It's a lot of value in one card. You can play it. It has stealth. On the next turn, let's say your opponent plays like a minion or 1-drop of their own, you play like Flame Imp, you buff the Witchwood Imp with like Archer's Veteran, you kill their card, then you get plus 2 health to your Flame Imp or the Archer's Veteran, so you get a really sturdy board. So it has the potential to be good in a zoo deck. Fiendish Circle, 4 mana, summon 4 1/1 Imps. It's better than the Forbidden Ritual, because you know you can get 4 Imps, and they're all demons, so you can do some good combos. I can play Fiendish Circle with a 4 mana 5/4. That will be in wild, but that's still gonna be pretty good. That seems like an okay card. Means calling the finishers was good in Shaman because, well, it's good with the Quest Shaman, right? Because you get more Morlocks. It's okay. Dark Possession, deal 2 damage, 1 mana, deal 2 damage to your friendly character, discover a demon, so you can either proc like, let's say an Acolyte of, you can proc an Acolyte of Pain, you can proc like an egg, and you discover a demon. So you know, they say in the wild, you play the Nerubian egg, you Dark Possession the egg, you get your 4/4 and discover a demon. So you play the 2 mana 4/4 and you play 1 mana discover a demon. That seems pretty good. Curse of Weakness. Echo, give all enemy minions -2 attack until your next turn. I don't really see what you would use this with. Don't really see it. Like with Priest you would use the potion because it would be a combo with your other cards. But I guess if you have like a board, I don't see it. I don't get this card. Ratcatcher, 3 mana 2/2 rush. Battle cry, destroy a friendly minion and gain its attack and health. So depends if you can destroy something that's beneficial to you. Maybe you have a minion on the board, you use it to attack something, you play the Ratcatcher and you turn into something else. It's pretty much 3 mana 2/2, deal the attack of the minion you kill to the enemy's face. Or maybe you kill something with like, let's say you kill a 3/1, after it turns into something, then you Ratcatcher and kill something else. Sure, it's like giving The 3 mana 2/2 give a minion Wind Fury in that case. Okay, I don't know. Seems okay. It's a card. Okay, Shaman. Zap, deal 2 damage to a minion, overload 1. It's really good because you're gonna get a lot of spells from Hagata, which is Apprentice. Getting something cheap that you can play instantly is great. It's also a lot of tempo, deal 2 damage to a minion, overload 1. It works really well with spell damage, 0 mana, deal 3. You know, it's pretty much 1 mana, deal 2. But because it's 0, it's better. In some cases worse, but I think it's a good card. Ghost Light Angler, 2 mana 2/2 Echo, Murloc. This is like an okay card. It works well with Hagata playing Echo cards. You keep like play 5 of these, play a 10 mana 10/10 Spreadgrass 2/2s, which is not as good. So just a 10/10. I do get like 5 spells, and maybe I could see it in some Murloc decks just to get like late game. You're running out of cards. You have like 2 cards in hand. You can play like Ghost Light Angler to create yourself a better board. It's okay. Blazing Invocation. 1 mana, discover a battle cry minion. It's pretty good, especially with the with Shadow Walk. So 1 mana discover card is pretty good. It's been played mostly, and battle cry minions means when you discover it, it's gonna have an instant effect that you can play. So it's pretty good. Ardent Might, 2 mana, give a minion +2/+2. If it's an elemental, add a random elemental to your hand. It's a pretty good value card. So let's say on turn 1 you play Firefly, and on turn 2 you play Ardent Might. You get yourself a 3/4, and you get a random elemental. It's a really good value card, and to buff your early game minions. So I think it's pretty good. Then I think everybody's favorite card is Shadow Walk. 9 mana 6/6 Battlecry. Repeat all other Battlecries from cards you play this game. Targets chosen randomly. Oh, in the reveal stream it seems so amazingly fun. It's like with like Chain Cat, it would like keep summoning itself. You would have the Banker, so it would the Banker itself. It had Zola, so you get 1 in your head instantly. It was like it's a card that creates infinite value by just playing some good other cards. Man, it looks just great. Thank you, Bike, fuck off! So this card has potential to be broken, and if it's not broken, it's gonna be really fun to play with. Rogue, Cutthroat Buccaneer, 3 mana 2/4 Pirate. Combo, give your weapon +1 attack. It's a fine stat line, and the combo is pretty good. So yeah, it could work in Kingsbane Rogue just to give Kingsbane +1 attack. It just works on your dagger. I have like a dagger sword. On like turn 2 you can play on turn dagger. They play some other minions. On turn 3 you backstab something. You play this and you kill something else and you create a lot of tempo. It's a pretty good card. I think that was all. Yes. Okay. Priest, Squashlings, 2 mana 2/1 Echo, Battlecry, restore 2 health. So it's a Voodoo Doctor that's 1 more mana, which is a big deal. But you do have the Echo on it, so on turn 10 you're like, well, I need to kill a lot, so you can play like 5 Squashlings, you get 10 health, and you get 5 2/1s, which I think is great. When you have an Aconite stick on the board, you can just Squashling somebody, or you can just play Aconite and 3 Squashlings and deal 6 damage. So it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good card. Divine Hymn, 2 mana, restore 6 health to all friendly characters, so it's a better healing of Flash. No, what was it? The Paladin card, the 2 mana heal 6. It's like a better version of that in every single way. I can definitely see some good combo potential with it. It'd be like a mass circle, but it also heals your face. It's a pretty big deal. Quartz Elemental, 5 mana 5/8, can't attack while damage. So huge body. And things like if you only slightly damage it, right? This card is really good because if you slightly damage it with like a 2 attack minion or like a 1 attack minion, you can easily just heal it up. Then you still have the 5/8. Thinking like they're gonna all ignore it, but you still have a 5/8. So if they ignore it, you can just punch them in the face with it. let's say you have the Quartz Elemental, they have like a 5/4. They don't trade, you use the Quartz Elemental, kill it. You then you play like Injure Blade Master, Northside Cleric, Divine Hymn, heal yourself for 6, then the Quartz Elemental, the Blade Master, and draw 2 cards. That seems pretty good. And you have Night Scale Matriarch, 7 mana for 9 dragons, a really interesting stat line. Whenever a friendly minion is healed, summon a 3/3 whelp. So this has like heal priest has amazing potential with that. Also, Lady in White is a 7 mana 9/9, which is holy shit. And the effect of it is really strong. Like if you just heal once, your hero power is heal 2, summon a 3/3. That's amazing. Then this card has really high potential. It's also a dragon, which is nice. Paladin, have a bunch of those. Ghostly Charger, 5 mana 3/4. Beast, Divine Shield, Rush. So 5 mana 3/4 Divine Shield. So a 3/4 with Divine Shield, it's a good forecasted minion, right? We know that because Glass Knight is a 3/4, but it costs 2 more mana. No, costs 1 more mana to get Rush. I think this can be okay. Maybe not constructed viable, but it's definitely a good arena card. A 3/4 with Rush in charge can kill a lot of like annoying minions, and you still get a 3/4. Or like by turn 5 you can use the Ghost Charge to kill their like 4/3 or like 5/3 or whatever they got damage, and then 3/4 can start trading with their smaller minions after you kill the bigger one, Ghostly Charger. It's okay. Hidden Wisdom, 1 mana after your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, draw 2 cards. This is like the Rat Trap. I really don't believe in Rat Trap, so at the same time I really don't believe in this. But after seeing a bit of the way some decks play, maybe even like control decks, they play like a bunch of cards, so then Rat Trap does become better off. So I kind of, my opinion of Rat Trap from like being like pretty horrible and Hidden Wisdom being as well as pretty horrible, they went a bit up. Like, alright, well, okay, I see, I get a bit more value, so maybe. Princely and 5 mana 5/5, transfer all 1-cost cards in your deck into legendary minions. Maybe you could run just a bunch of like secrets and some early game cards, and then try to win the board early on, and then curve into Prince Liam, but to like make your bad cards in your deck become legendary, to actually have some pushing power later on. It is a 5 mana 5/5, so it's okay when it comes on board. But if you don't draw it and you draw too many 1-drops, you're kind of screwed, right? Because you would not have anything to transform into legendary. So, Snap Freeze, 2 mana freeze a minion if it's already frozen, destroy it. So it's a better Shatter. But now we can have 2 Shatters in the deck. Whoa, amazing. Yeah, no, it's an okay card. Don't really know if it's that good, but 2 mana freeze a minion is bad, because 0 mana freeze a minion was never played. Actually, was 0 mana freeze something. So baseline is horrible. You have to freeze, so it's probably never good on Blade. Cinder Store, 3 mana, deal 5 damage, randomly split among all enemies. This is 3 mana to deal 5 damage randomly is pretty bad, because 1 mana to deal 3, it would be like 2 mana deal 5, but it costs 3 mana, so meh, really meh. But it can be 3 mana deal 5 damage to face, so in that case seems really good if you can go face. Maybe, not too sure about it, because it seems a bit too expensive. Like you will like get like Maligos, 1 Arcane Missile that's like 8 damage. Maligos, Arcane Missiles, Coin Arcane Missiles, it's more damage than this card, so Curio Collector, 5 mana 4/4, when you draw a card, gain +1/+1. When you just play it on board, it's horrible. If you only draw 1 card, it's horrible. If you draw 2 cards, then it's a 5 mana 6/6. That's okay, a 5 mana 6/6 is pretty good. With 5 mana 6/6 with an upside, but it takes a while to get there. I think you have to play them at the same time. Like you can play Curio Collector, you'll play Book of Specters to draw 3 cards. It instantly becomes a 5 mana 7/7. That's actually pretty good. Becomes a big threat. So yeah, and like in a deck with Book of Specters seems really good. That was all. Hunter got Valbruj Skitter, 5 mana 1/3 beast, Poisonous Rush. So it's an assassinate most of the time that can go past stun, so it's worth assassinate, but it's a minion, not a spell, so sometimes better. And if you kill something like a big minion with like 2 attack and high health, you can just kill it. But then it's still alive. But yeah, this is not gonna be played. I play like Daily Shot or just something else. I don't really see this being good in constructed. Maybe it's because for Hunter. Nah, it's kind of hard to see. Carrion Drake 5 mana 3/7 dragon. We get a dragon, which is cool. Battlecry if a minion die this turn, gain poisonous. So it's a 5 mana 3/7 poisonous. That's pretty good. It's very threatening to the board, has high health, so it can kill a lot of things. So, for like a board-centric, with like Wing Blast, Carrion Drake is like very much like, I will kill your minions. She's like, alright, so it's a pretty good card. And that was all. Then, do we get something else for Druid? Revealed? No, we didn't, so... Druid is way faster, which is good, so I don't bore you to death. It's also that out of cards weren't interesting because that's where when they dumped all the commons. So it's like, okay, bunch of commons. Well, I mean, 4 mana 0/9 taunt. Oh, you know, there are some pretty interesting cards. Some cards that I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why? It's like, why though? No, I guess some of the cards that are like, I don't really know, like a 3 mana 3/3 Rush. Don't know how much Rush is worth, no? How much value does Rush have? How much value does Echo have? You know, like the 3 mana 3/3 Echo, is that really that great? I don't know. Like some of these cards feels like, why though? It's just really pointless. Like this card, like a 1 attack lifesteal is minion is really bad. It's really, really bad. Something like this card like feels really like clunky and weird. Some like these cards, like that's some really high potential card. I think Voodoo Doll might be my favorite card expansion. It's just so fucking cool. Not only the art, but it's like a Voodoo Doll. It's like really great. It's a really great team. I love it. But yeah, I'll leave it here. It's gonna be shorter. Good, because I also need a bit more time for myself. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.